Hi guys, Martin here with another roundup of all the latest racing game news straight from the Team VVV website. Forza 5 is fast approaching and Turn 10 have been busy churning out more videos of the hotly anticipated next gen racer. On the site right now we have two raw gameplay videos now showing, the first featuring the Audi R18 feeling right at home on the Le Mans circuit. Here we get to see Forza 5's buttery smooth 60 frames per second shown off to great effect on the never ending straight. The same is true for the other video too, which features the Lotus E21 and Forza's blistering sense of speed as Formula 1 finally makes its debut in the series. You can watch both videos in full in the links below. This wasn't the end however. We also have another pair of videos, this time flaunting Turn 10's coveted Top Gear license, with some lavish car introductions starring the vocal talents of none other than the solemn James May and the ever enthusiastic Richard Hammond. All of this makes the lack of Top Gear content in Gran Turismo 6 all the more painful for a Top Gear fanatic like me, who won't be getting Forza 5 just yet. Still, while the limelight may be on Forza 5 at the moment, being an Xbox One launch title and all, there's still plenty to look forward to in GT6. With over 1200 cars, it's fair to say we're sport for choice. There's everything from supercars and saloons to hatchbacks and even moon buggies, but nothing quite compares to this. The AMG Vision Gran Turismo concept car. It's part of Vision GT, Polyphony's exclusive scheme that has 19 major manufacturers dreaming up concept cars just for GT6 to celebrate the series' 15th anniversary. This was the first design shared by Mercedes. Its all aluminium body is certainly very striking, and that's before you gape at the rear, which has not one, not two, but 8 exhaust pipes. To me though, it just looks like an SLS on steroids really. Spec-wise, it's actually very comparable to the SLS2, with its V8 twin-turbo engine churning out 585 horses, but you can view this fictional supercar's full specification in our news post, in the link below. Moving on to Drive Club now, and it's fair to say it's looking better every time we gaze our stunned eyeballs on it. 1 week on and there's still sadly no sign of the promised full race video however, but we do at least have some more brief gameplay glimpses which last around 10 seconds each. Talk about feeding us table scraps. The first video shows us a scintillating Scottish sky with updated dynamic effects, while the second takes us to Norway in a race on a snowy alpine. As ever, it all looks rather sumptuous, but it's a shame we have to wait until next year to play it really. Having said that, we also had the news from a Sony executive that we may only have to wait until January to finally get our hands on it. They've also shed some light on exactly why Drive Club was delayed. Turns out the ambitious social features were to blame. You can read up on Sony's full explanation in the link below. Time now for a game of Spot the Difference. This is Need for Speed Rivals running on PlayStation 4. And here it is again on Xbox One. Difficult, isn't it? Because unlike Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghosts, there's far less disparity between the two formats in this game. Both run at a native 1080p resolution, both perform at a smooth and steady 30 frames per second, and both look absolutely sublime from where I'm sat. You can decide for yourself though by comparing the two videos in the link below, where we've also included a link to an in-depth comparison by Digital Foundry. Of course, Need for Speed Rivals actually launches this week as well, so to celebrate we have yet another trailer from EA, with more high-speed pursuits, over-dramatic voiceovers and of course wanton acts of destruction. We'll also have our own exclusive hands-on videos to share with you soon, but for now you can watch the trailer in full from the link below. While on the subject of Need for Speed, EA's newly appointed racing advisor Ken Block has also been doing some Need for Speed plugging of his own lately, in his new Gymkhana 6 video. It's another dazzling display of precision driving and tortured tyres, though I felt it lacked any new real ideas compared to his last venture in San Francisco, which was admittedly always going to be difficult to top. This was very much a back to the roots video akin to his first Gymkhana video, which went viral before they started adding gimmicks. Again, you can watch this video on the site and do let us know which is your favourite Gymkhana video in the comments. Now in last week's video we reported on Bugbear's Kickstarter campaign for next car game. But with less than 2 weeks now left until it finishes, they still have quite a long way to go if they're going to reach their funding target of $350,000. In more positive news however, they've released the first ever gameplay video of next car game, which looks, well, smashing really. Fans of Flat Out will find much to like. There's full contact racing, dirt tracks and of course lots of tyres being strewn about all over the place. They've also given access to a very rare prototype of the original Flat Out as well, which you can download in the link below. Turning our attentions back to the sim world now, and the launch of Assetto Corsa has been very successful indeed. Of course, by now you've probably seen our first hands-on video, and Alan seemed pretty enamoured from his initial impressions, but even the developers couldn't predict it would go on to come second in the Steam charts after Call of Duty. As promised, fortnightly updates will add additional cars, tracks and features to the game as well, the first of which is scheduled for November 22nd and will add 3 cars and 2 tracks. Details haven't been disclosed yet, but a post on their Facebook page hints that one of the cars will be the Ferrari P45. Now you probably didn't notice, but former Stig Ben Collins had a cameo appearance in Ken Block's Gymkhana 6 video. Not that he drove very fast, mind you, for once. He was actually one of the drivers of the slow-moving Need for Speed branded Lamborghini police cars. This wasn't his first association with racing games though. He also happens to be involved with the development of Project Cars. He's Slightly Mad Studios' chief physics and handling consultant, and here we see him visiting the studio to provide feedback. You can see him putting Project Cars through its paces and sharing his comments in his hands-on video in the link below. Meanwhile, the famous Indianapolis circuit will be rolling into R-Factor 2 very soon indeed if this work-in-progress development shot is anything to go by. It's part of a slew of IndyCar related content planned for the game. A new car has also been confirmed for iRacing as well, as we see here a shot of the developers sourcing materials for the BMW Z4 GTE. PC sim racers may have another wheel to add to their collection soon too. Thrustmaster's TX Ferrari 458 wheel, previously announced only for Xbox One, has now been confirmed to be compatible for PC as well. It's been a prolific year for Milestone with the successful releases of MotoGP 13 and WRC 4. However, we now know what's next in store from the Italian developer. Next year we'll see them continue their rich bike racing game heritage with MXGP, the official motocross video game. Previously all we had to go on was this very brief teaser trailer, but now we've got a selection of screenshots posted on the site that gives us a better representation of how it will look in game. And very nice it looks too. Graphically, Milestone have come a very long way since their early days. Their recent titles have also sported excellent simulation physics too, so hopefully MXGP will follow in the same direction, compared to Mud, which was a bit of a letdown frankly. It's just a shame really that it won't be available for next gen consoles when it releases next spring. That's it for now, but I'll be back next time for another roundup. In the meantime, check out the Team VVV website for all the latest racing game news, and you can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.